Are you ready?
Is that how we're going to start the podcast? Oh my god.
Are you ready for the Motus Prodcast, hosted by Kelan Ryan and Giles Campbell Longley?
I actually didn't know you obviously knew that you were going to do that.
Yeah, I downloaded it when I had a poo earlier. I was like, I feel like we need a soundboard, so I kind of just like, and it's the most ghetto app I've ever seen in my life. But we have things like the Hitmaker.
Oh, amazing! See, that means if we've prepared, like when something said is crazy.
And then I couldn't do the precision. It broke my heart.
Danny's gone to Bible school.
Anyway,
study, isn't it? Bible
not sure
study.
if that's public knowledge.
No. We can.
No, we're not editing it out. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh.
Welcome back, boys and girls. To another. Actually, last week's episode was pretty banging.
Feels like longer than last week.
It was. I mean, it was a week today, a few hours ago. So we're
okay.
we're on time, but we're bordering on late.
Yeah.
So we'll try not to do that. But then again, we are still the fucking kings of consistency because no one else is dropping them as
nearly
dropping. No one else is what's the word when you're regular with your bowels?
Regular with your bowels.
Well, you're pooing frequently. That's like us with podcasts.
I don't know about that.
What, you're not?
That I poo frequently.
I swear you shit pretty frequently. And you poo fast as well. We're a minute in and we're talking about poo.
Yeah, but no, because I don't think I have like a morning shit, but sometimes I do. Whereas some people know they have a morning shit.
I seem to be basically a 24-hour, pretty much not on the dot, but like I will most normally once a day, pretty much bang on kind of like 24 hours. But sometimes if I have like, I don't know, a really bad diet for a couple of days, loads of pizza or whatever, that time might get pushed back. So it might go to a day and a half. Then I'll have a shit in the evening, which is not what I want. I like a get out of your system in the morning. And then for a few days I have evening poos until I get to the time in the evening where I can hold it until the next morning. So I'll go to bed a bit like, I probably should have a shit, but I'm going to go to sleep.
Oh, no.
And then I reset it. That's what I had to do it like this week.
Holding it in isn't fun.
But it wasn't like holding it in.
No,
it was
but then I thought I had a terrible diet, but then I had sometimes maybe 2 or 3 times a day.
I think your diet is good apart from the fact that you eat 6 packets of crisps in a row.
Maybe even 7 last night. I finished... Wait, how many did I do? Well, it was definitely under 5 minutes I had 3 packets of crisps.
Keelan went to the shop at about 9:30 and the shop closed at 10 and came back with 2 multi-packs of crisps and literally just started demolishing
I think they're
them
pretty much all
after eating like a substantial amount of risotto as well.
Yeah.
So
it's just salt. I really love salt.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
No. It is if you're sweaty.
Or if you're Danish.
You lose a lot of sweat. Or Why Danish?
Because they have salted candy out there. And I remember like having a conversation with someone and I was like, you do realise like...
Sweden, right?
Yeah. I was like, salt is not necessarily that good for you. And they're like, but it's not our candy. And I'm like, that doesn't mean it's good. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, cool. Wicked. That was fun.
Apologies. 3 minutes
salty poos.
Salty poo converse.
And air horns. Yeah, so last week's episode was banging. We had Emily on. I think our guest episodes always do well, which is good, but also means that maybe we're not delivering. And this episode is not going to be us delivering.
I think because we need to cover stuff that... Well, I don't know, it always feels like not much has happened, but there definitely is things to talk about. Whereas when you got a guest, you know...
It's the high-value content.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
want to hear about Emily, whereas they don't need to hear about us talking about poo.
Yeah, but maybe we just need more suggestions of things to talk about rather than suggestions for who should come on the show.
Hit us up at the Motus Prodcast at themotusprojects.com, which is not an email address that exists, and I'm not going to make it. So maybe hit us up on Instagram or something. Somebody did actually message a while ago and was like, oh, I'd love to hear about your and Keelan's backstories, but I think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, I think too. I think we covered it on the first one pretty much, or at least all there is to know.
Born...
Oh, as in backstories, as in backstories.
Well, I don't know what a backstory is.
Neither do I.
Born, child, found parkour, trained, filmed, brand, done. Keelan, born, breakdance, found parkour, done.
That's literally it.
Yeah,
There's
easy.
Nothing else.
That's life.
Other than that, it's just normal shit.
Tonight, Matthew. No, not tonight, Matthew. Like, this is your life, and it's fucking 3 words. Not 3 words. 3 sentences, and then misery. Anyway, this is already going off the rails. Which means, actually...
Off the rails?
No, well, I was going to say our top note is that drinking game that somebody put together.
Which is off the rails?
Yeah. Oh, that could be the name of it.
What?
No, it should probably just be Nate. Basically, some guy messaged us with like he's put together a point system for the Prodcast, I should say, whereby you earn points, i.e. you take a drink if you want to turn it into a drinking game when certain things happen. One of them was you saying, "Oh, really?" I remember that.
We should actually play this at some point. Like,
well, I don't know. Can we play ourselves? Yeah,
I think so. Because it'd be funny. Because we'll be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Because like, I don't actually know how much I say.
But if you say, "Oh, really?" Do I drink or do you drink or do we both drink?
I reckon both drink.
It's like we need a referee here.
Yeah.
And we just talk normally, and he holds up a flag, and we're like, "Oh shit."
We should invite the other Motus boys over.
Yeah.
And do it all together and live stream it so that Motus can get shut down because it will have bad behaviour in the live stream because we'll all start drinking. Yeah, but no, we should. That sounds fun. And we don't have the rules up, do we?
No. The guy I've lost. I don't know where he sent it to me. If you're listening to this, which hopefully you are, because I mean you put serious fucking time into this thing. Can you send it to me somewhere? I think you send it on like Instagram. Send it somewhere where I'm not going to forget it. Like
which could be where?
Facebook or my email address, which you can find if you're a wise wizard. Because it was sick and it genuinely people could have some fun with it. So because there was like sort of 2 points if the guys aren't ready for Music Minute and things like that. So it's like there's frequent things that we do.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
because I don't even think about that.
It's a lot. But I've listened back to a couple now, and that was it. One where Giles interrupts Kelan. That was
that is one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm completely oblivious because it's like
because
I'm with you quite a lot. It just sounds like we're talking. Yeah. So if you interrupt, it doesn't really sound like interrupting to me. It just sounds like
I'm being a dick.
Yeah, pretty much.
I listened back to some of the one we did with Emily, and it was funny because it's like Emily talking loads, me talking loads, and then you.
And then I chime in.
Really?
Now. Oh really? Oh yeah. Oh, I do say "oh really" quite a lot.
And you going like, "I was 9 when that happened."
It's like the only relatable thing. I'm like, I can't relate to any of these stories, but I can say I was 9.
I wasn't
there, you know, guys. But that podcast was really cool because I didn't know Emily,
and now you do.
Well,
you know her voice.
I know her voice and kind of know what she looks like.
I'm enjoying Jason's belly button updates. Have you seen those?
No, but I know that is it come out yet?
It hasn't. No, but like he's waiting for it to happen, and he keeps doing little updates on Instagram. So
that's quite funny.
Belly button, shits, and salt. That's been the first portion of this.
And drinking.
Yeah. We don't really have a main subject matter for this week, but we want to keep them regular, like your bowels. But we were just there's some stuff that we want to go over.
I'd say we've got multiple micro topics.
Yes,
of things that have happened recently.
A big one we'll hit later on will be where the fuck is Soul Destroyer? Because when I did that Q&A on the Motus Instagram the other day, 90% of the messages were like, when is this fucking collection that you've been teasing for way too long dropping? And I was just like, that's fun to talk about. So you'll find out that later on in the episode, so hold tight, guys.
Including the video. Find out about that too.
The video.
Even Joe. Oh!
I just opened... No!
Do you know what's funny? That's like the perfect thing to play.
It is, but I just opened the app to see if there was a relevant thing, and it instantly started playing. Guys, I'm sorry, but Soul Destroyer's cancelled.
Fuck yeah.
And that's your soundbite for the
I don't have to edit.
That's the soundbite for the Instagram story.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Anyway.
We're all over the shop.
Moving away from Soul Destroyer and Soul Destroyer's video, there has been a really banging video that's just come out.
Segue. We need like a segue. Nico Van Hol and Gert something, because I'm so bad.
But I never heard of that other guy before, but he's ridiculously good.
He's in, that video, Johnston sent it to me, I said to you the other night, and I was pissed at Johnston because he wasn't responding to me about something else that was important, and then he goes like, watch this video now. I was like, fuck off, Johnston, like, reply about this important thing. And then I watched it and was like, totally fair enough, like, fucking fair enough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it had, within...
I find the name of it. Do you know the name?
It's called, is it just called Hall 5?
I'm literally just going to look it up.
This is Nico and Gert, and they train in this awesome looking gym, which actually we are invited to in September. We're doing I don't know if it's like a Motus jam, but they basically invited us as like the main guests, and they're extending the hall, and it's just this sick like rustic thing, and they've got you're fucked if you don't do bars.
No, exactly. It kind of looks like the same environment as, not the setup, but the hall that they're in. It's kind of like Chainsaw, you know, with the windows on the side.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like an old building,
for me,
isn't it?
like personally, not shitting on Chainsaw, just obviously a better use of the space.
Yeah.
Permanent stuff. Oh, my phone's going off. It's called Nico Van Hol x Gert Musen,
I think his name is.
Musen,
yeah.
Parkour Hole 5, HAL.
How many views has it got now?
It's only got 1.7k views.
Which is a fucking trap. Within 24 hours, it had like 800 views. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
no, now is
now it's been about 48 hours.
Yeah, I guess so. It says 1 day and 1.7, and it's.
If you've seen Swoop or what's the other one that Dylan and that lot filmed in the Swoop and
it's in the same gym.
Yeah, and it's like the same style of Swoop and I don't know. There are certain videos that come out and they don't necessarily change the game. They don't blow up like Volume 1 from Storm or whatever. No. But they will stay in parkour's history for like forever, and it will just be one of those fun videos that you look back and you're like, oh wow, this is just like progressive movement, cool vibes. And this is one of those videos. Like, it will, in 2 years time, people will still wheel it back up. They'll be like, why did I say wheel? I'm not a fucking DJ.
Wheel it back up.
Reload. But they'll pull it back up and be like, let's watch that. Like, and there are just certain videos that I think tick that box, and it's 2 minutes in, I was mind blown.
Yeah.
Because some of Nico's movement is so fucking progressive.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that haven't been done before in that video as well.
Or at least not, like, they might be done as a single thing, but like,
yeah.
And also there's a lot of environmental things in there where he's done.
You have to be in that gym to do it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the setup.
Or it's, or it's kind of like they've increased the risk factor by doing something that would already be sketchy, but doing it like an extra level up above another bar.
I know, it's stupid, and it's hard to even think about because we both don't really train many bars, do we? So,
what's the thing where the
pushback to dive roll
on the box?
On
the thin box.
Yeah,
and there's that moment where his body's like above the thin box, and it's like,
he grabs it into a position where I don't even see many people go to. It's like sitting, but your bum isn't on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, his hands
he swings
are touching
underneath, right?
So it looks like
pushes back into the wall and then dive rolls.
Yeah, so it looks like he's doing a leg giant, like when you put your or knee giant, but without his knees.
It's so hard for people to.
I know, what? Pushes back off and then.
But he's upside down, hanging on a bar with his legs in pike position, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he pushes backwards, which he does in another style of movement where he does that to like almost like a lache, right?
Yeah.
But he like splats a wall while upside down and dive rolls onto like a lengthways narrow box. And it's like the whole thing, you're just exposed to like risk. It's fucking sick.
Also, it's 8 minutes long, which is really good. I'm such a fan of.
There are more people who listen to this podcast than what have watched that video.
Yeah, well, everyone. I really, really hope that every single one of you turns away, or even pauses this now and watches it, and then comes back, and then they can just join in with the podcast.
We'll wait. We'll just sit here for 8 minutes in utter silence.
Yeah.
And oh wait, my phone's not on. Hold up.
Smoke weed every day.
Or
damn it, your secret's out, Giles.
Yeah, and then when you finish it, you'll be like, brr. Anyway.
This is the most basic thing. It is so good. It's got
like all the like damn Daniel memes and shit like that.
It's like the MLG sort of stuff.
Wait, this one. Sarded. Anyway, lowering the quality of this thing.
Yeah. But anyway, no, I don't think we can say much more on Nico's video.
Just fucking go and watch it. And subscribe to the channel. They haven't got many videos on it, but like...
Yeah. But it's a super cool gym as well.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to go.
Yeah. Anyway. Another thing, does this include a gym? I swear this was a competition as well.
There is a very, very small gym down in Cornwall that this also was part of and took place at. Because I'm assuming you're talking about the Scruffy Boys event.
I'm talking about the Scruffy Boys event because I didn't really know it was happening.
I feel like I saw the tiniest bit of... I don't really think they were doing it as like a, hey, this is loads of promo, come along to this.
No,
and
I
more
think
of like a, we're just going to do this shit and invite our mates.
It looked sick. It looked like it was just mates and friends.
I reckon next year it'll be like twice the size, and then they'll be like, oh shit, we've actually got an event on our hands.
I'd be down to go next year.
The thing I'm unsure about, right, is I don't really know who is a Scruffy Boy.
No, I don't really know them that well either, and I think I probably should.
I know people who are Scruffy Boys, but I don't know who is and who isn't, because I feel like there's also fifth unit members that I
used to get confused with fifth unit. And
I feel like Scruffy Boys is just fifth unit when they have like let their beards go a bit or something, but then they all fucking shave their heads. So I don't know what the
I know who's fifth unit and who.
Yeah, I mean, we know who fifth unit is, but then sometimes fifth unit I see them in that and I'm like, oh, what's going on?
I think they're just really good mates.
They're all Scruffy Boys, and they're doing cool shit.
It looked like a party, really. A lot of it.
Yeah, and Ed was there, and I think Tim was there, and I think Hendo went as well.
They had a little skill challenge.
It was like outdoor jam, bit of a skill comp, indoor jam, cliff jumping, partying. It just looked like parkour mates getting together and having a good time.
I think it was probably just an excuse to make sure that all of their mates and like as many people in England just could get together.
Yeah,
that they
which
know.
I think we probably need more of. And actually, I was thinking this earlier. When we started this podcast, I feel like we went in quite heavy on like, oh, parkour's in a bad place. Everyone is on Instagram. But I think this year, by the end of this year, I think we would have seen some really cool progression in like. Nothing to do because of what we said.
No, but I'm happy to see ever since we had that mindset, like since things have been improving.
I think it's just a collective thing. I think a lot of people in the community were like, hey, why aren't we doing events? Like, why aren't we? I've heard other people talking about doing their own little street comps. Obviously, we talked about Own the Spot recently. There was
go up in popularity for sure.
At the gym up in Newcastle, they had a comp up there. As in Jordan's gym.
Did they?
Yeah. They had an internal, like in the gym, speed and skill. I think. Don't think any style. David Nelms, I think.
That's interesting.
I think David Nelms won both. Actually.
Speed and skill, and not style.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Well, I think in the UK, really, like, if you say, "Hey, we're doing a style comp," you'll get people turning up. If you say, "Hey, we're doing a skill comp," I reckon you got double numbers.
Yeah, and I think. Yeah, also people actually trying with style. I think a lot of people come and watch.
They're like, do I want to go showboating? Yeah. Like, skills like,
style
it's a challenge.
And style is still fucking cool. I just want skill to be recognised as like, it's just as cool, if not just riskier. So it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
But all categories of competition is cool anyway.
Yeah. No, I think we're seeing some really cool progression in the sport that I don't think, I feel like 2019 will be the year we might look back on as like the start of it, and in like 3 years' time we'll see a lot of street comps and be like, oh shit, like we've really pushed this. There's definitely a lot of, I don't know. Yeah, you occasionally see people being like, oh, parkour's dead, like nothing cool is happening, and I'm like, you're just not looking in the right place. Like,
and
this podcast fucking exists for one. I mean, Jesus Christ.
There is so many things in the scene, in the parkour scene that. Even people, sorry, my phone's not on time. Even people who are in the scene won't figure out. Like, obviously, I didn't know that parkour, even the gym, existed at all.
Yeah. Wait,
and I just didn't even know. Did you not remember? I was like, "What? Where is this gym?" And then you reminded me.
Yeah,
like,
but you not follow him on Instagram?
I follow Nico, but I just didn't know that was that gym at all. And like, I don't know, I'm just kind of unaware of like where Nico was from.
You float through life a little bit, like la 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 la.
Yeah, I didn't even like realise. But no, there's still cool shit happening, and I feel like I'm getting more sort of happy with Instagram, because I was very unhappy with it at the start of this podcast. But still unhappy with how much time it takes up. Like I said when I was like, I keep scrolling for like
but then that's
new
a
parkour.
Personal thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a personal thing, but because I've got so used to seeing so much insane shit on a daily basis.
And that video was like a fucking refreshing thing, because it's, once again,
I hadn't seen any of that.
And as a lot of people have done, it's YouTube content.
Yeah.
And it took 16 months to film, like just on and off, I guess. And it's just like, it's fresh, and it's long length, and it's YouTube, and it will stay. No one's going to go back and find that Instagram clip from 3 years ago.
No, but also Nico kept his Instagram up, because I was following him, and I was noticing that he was doing some insane shit anyway.
Well, I mean, I just saw on Benji's Instagram, they've been filming for Caveman 4 for, I feel like months and months and months.
Yeah.
He put up some like roof training stuff and was like still filming for Caveman 4, and you know that the runs he's put up are not going to be in Caveman 4. Maybe a section of it,
still cool,
and the roof will probably, but it's still fucking good content. Like you can do the balance.
I'm actually really excited for Caveman 4, just because.
Yeah, I mean, they're always consistent.
And they're always not overly, like... There's not really a problem if you do it well, but they're not overly edited. It's just, like, they have a bit of black and white on there.
And they always do better.
And it's just, like, it's literally just the clip. And a lot of it's filmed on iPhone, too. It's literally just good shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the long hair Big Chief, like, example of just, like, the simplest shit is what sometimes is just what is needed.
Exactly.
It's banging. Speaking of exciting things, I just want to give a shout out to Empire Parkour, which is I mean, they've been around for years, and they've been coaching in other gyms and other people's kind of facilities and things. I'm gonna just totally fucking forget names, but the main guy I speak to from that group is Tyler Harder, known as Oi Tyler on Instagram, and is actually legitimately, I think, one of the most supportive people of parkour clothing companies I've ever seen. Like, I feel like he probably doesn't buy food, and he just spends money on parkour clothing, which you could be like, oh, that's lame, but actually he buys so much Motus shit, he buys so much of other brands, and he takes sick photos in them, and it's just like, well, fair play for like putting your money where your mouth is. And they have, after many years of kind of work and coaching, they've got money together, and they are opening their first facility. I'm so fucking like jealous. I saw them like cutting out the sign and like putting the sign on the outside of the building, and I'm just like,
where is this?
Not Calgary. It's in Canada somewhere.
Oh, sick.
It's about 16 hours from Vancouver.
You were telling me this earlier because I'm kind of unaware of...
Emails flying through.
I'm unaware of Empire Parkour. It's another thing that I've just been walking through life and doing.
I mean, you've met some of the guys because they've been at NAPC and things.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's just
always
sick.
Lovely
like,
to hear someone opening up another gym.
Yeah, and what they're doing is on Facebook. If you go and look at their page, they're releasing weekly video updates or like 10-minute long pieces that are just documenting the process, and they're just like, I don't know. I sat and ate my breakfast and watched one the other day, and was like, this is just cool to see.
Is that on YouTube?
I know for sure it's on Facebook. I've been watching them on Facebook. I'm not sure about YouTube, but it's just like cool. Like, it's cool to see in every kind of corner of the world people are progressing and doing their own thing.
So that's another thing that I just don't notice is happening with YouTube.
Maybe you just like your Instagram circle is more closed than you thought.
Yeah, I think so.
In terms of like what you watch, because they put stuff on Instagram as well.
Yeah, and also just Instagram algorithms fucks up a lot of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it just
I had to fucking check that I was following Nico, and I followed him for fucking years.
Because you hadn't seen anything from him, right?
Yeah, because I wanted to share the video and was like, oh, I'll go to his profile, and it like just didn't. I just couldn't find it, and then I finally found it, and I was following him. It was really weird.
It's strange because it used to be like if one of your followers uploaded a video, you would there, see it. Yeah, and it would keep going down the line.
Yeah. Now it's like, this is the most popular.
But whatever.
Whatever. Project Underground is happening. I mean, I'll try and get this out tonight, but this weekend, which is the most long-standing competition in the UK, twice a year. We've spoken about it before.
Isn't it the biggest competition in the UK? Because there's not many.
Yeah, I mean, it undoubtedly is, because it's basically the only consistent one. I've just remembered we were doing a giveaway, which I think we were doing a giveaway for a golden ticket, and I think we've now sorted that. We did it on this podcast, and they had to go and do something.
Yeah, I think we just made it up on the spot, as in like what they needed to do.
They had to like say a word.
But did you choose a winner?
I think Liam did. My memory is shocking.
Yeah.
But hopefully someone won that.
Okay.
And yes, no, they did, because it was one of the 5th unit guys, and he'd already bought a ticket.
Oh, really?
But we aren't going, so that's that's exciting. Well, myself and Kelan aren't. George and Mark's are going. But that is always a good event. They are doing speed and style, and actually apparently this year they are testing, i.e. sort of doing a small version of a skill comp to incorporate that as well.
That annoys me because we've been there every year, and the year that they decide to do a skill comp, and I'm pretty sure we have said every time, like, oh, it'd be so cool if you did a skill comp.
Yeah, now
they're doing it when we're like, cool. Kind of not doing it.
Can't go, sorry.
Yeah, can't go.
It's a pretty shit excuse, but we'll get there eventually.
Well, no, we have stuff to do, like editing.
Too many things. And also I'm slightly worried about my car.
Your car?
It fucking stunk earlier when I got out of it.
Of weed? Big weed smoker.
Yeah. No, it just smelled like burning, so I'm a little bit...
Oh, no.
Worried.
Your tyre did nearly pop on a roundabout. Was it a roundabout?
Yeah, but I don't think it popped.
No, but it just went down.
It made something very strange.
I reckon it deflated too much where you were turning quite hard.
No. Different tyre. So the one that I noticed was... This is so fucking irrelevant to the podcast.
No, but it's just,
The one that I noticed was like kind of getting a bit flat is one that every 6 months I'm like, oh, that needs a bit of a top up. Maybe not even 6, less. It's like it's probably got a slight slow puncture in it. The one where it felt like it basically... I thought I heard a noise and it felt fucking weird was like my front right tyre. Whereas yeah. Basically, I'm convinced my car is going to just explode one day and I'm going to be fucked.
That scares me because I don't understand how your car has had so many problems because you're not a reckless driver. Whereas I'm not a reckless driver either. But I've done questionable things with, like, I don't know, the gear stick, and I don't like put it in the right. You know when it doesn't get into gear and you're driving?
No, that's fine. You're grinding the gears. Yeah, you're grinding the gears a bit, but I mean, it's not good in the long run. But no, my car is just notoriously... BMW is notoriously a little bit problematic.
Oh, really?
I basically...
Oh, really? Look at me. I'm saying that again.
Drink! I basically shouldn't have... It's not like I shouldn't have bought it. It's just that kind of car, like, you're generally looking at, you're probably going to have to put... I mean, I've already put some money into repairing elements of it and things, and it's just like... It's fucking 10 years old. It's how much is it worth to do? Anyway, fucking dull talk for you guys. But yeah, Project Underground, always incredibly supportive, always trying their hardest. They've definitely kind of had slip-ups with a comp in the past and just trying to run it smoothly and things, but they are the only ones consistently putting in the effort. So
they even invited like Anand out one year to
and
Doey.
And Doey, yeah.
I think Anand did a well sick job at commentating.
I mean, he fucking always does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's so good.
Got there like, I can't do it.
Didn't you try? Didn't you do?
Yeah, because Charlie Haver was meant.
Horrible.
Charlie Haver was meant to do it, and then he got ill, and then I had to do the commentating, and all I said, I basically used the same verbs over and over.
Really?
Adjectives.
The thing is, I wasn't.
Fucking even know
I think less people pay attention to you as like not in a horrible way. I think it's more people who are just worried about when they're going on.
I don't know. At that comp, it felt savage. Like, and so many people sat in the corner of the gym, like high up to watch, but weren't like on the sidelines getting all gassed.
Yeah.
And there would be like little kids competing, and I'd be like, "Guys, do you want to come down?" And they'd just basically just like with their eyes be like, "Fuck off." And I'm like this dickhead with a microphone. So I much prefer doing the live stream. Renee and Tom, I hope you're listening. But yeah, and the other thing they do really well is they support all the brands and they set up stalls and everyone can sell clothes and stuff. So big up. And if you haven't been and you live in the UK, you don't really have an excuse because our country is tiny compared to anywhere else in the world. Mm-hmm. And we got good roads. So get on it.
Yeah.
How do we segue into...
Churning through these micro segments.
Yeah, but segue, so we're talking about clothing stalls. What was the latest clothing release from Team Farang? Oh shit, they just had one. There we go. That's the thing.
Really cool one, actually.
I actually really like that. Yeah.
As well as releasing like one of the coolest videos I've seen from them in a while.
Yeah.
I think I was watching it because it was the perfect sort of setting. I was sitting in Milo's living room, and I think a lot of people just know who Milo is now, who I train with regularly. I was just sitting in the living room, and we're like, what parkour videos have come out? Probably none. Because
Ding,
none of them.
Farang.
Yeah, it was like Farang clothing, and I was like, well, it's just going to be
a lookbook
because of how it was named as well. And then we went on it, and I was like, what? Holy shit! Like, and Jason's actually doing like some good shit. Because I thought he was, for some reason, I thought he was a bit injured.
Jason had a fucking heart condition for like a year.
Yeah.
Then he had to take it real slow. Then he got injured a couple of times, and now he actually put up the other day. He said he's like feeling 100% again.
Because in this video he was doing some good
and Anna did some crazy shit. Dom did some crazy.
All of them. And every line I was like, oh my gosh, they put thought into a lookbook, and it's like that's something that we kind of tried. With the essentials, I was like, I want to get.
But it was like we tried to do it in like a day.
Yeah, I think they must have filmed it over a few
week. I don't know. Yeah.
Who knows?
But no, and the collection is sick. They work with an artist called Jacob Werner.
They did another video with him explaining about it.
Yeah, Jason did like a video explaining it. And a lot of the graphics. So it's cool actually. A lot of the graphics he'd already done. So I guess I don't know if they bought them off of him or what.
He sounds like a cool guy. Like the stuff that he's made.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's done it as well because they're like drawn and they look exactly like how a human body moves.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether he's drawn it over. It didn't look like in the document. It was like a mini documentary. Still. You know when people draw it over the video frames?
Yeah.
Because that would be like the perfect way. But when they were showing it, it looked like he was just.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just a fucking gangster.
But yeah, he's just like a parkour guy who does animating.
But that's the sickest thing. Is like as the sport develops, more and more people get into it, and more people have either a main hustle or like a side hustle. I kind of hate the word hustle. I live in the one with Emily. I was like, "Wow, your hustle is so inspiring." I was like, "Ugh, what am I?" But yeah, not everyone is desperate to be a professional athlete. Some people might fucking love art, but parkour is also like a reflection of that or something. And this is one of those guys, and it's like sick that he can then hope. I mean, I assume he's earning a bit or he's been given some money to be involved, and therefore it's cool. I mean, it's something that I definitely want to do a lot more with Motus, and we've already done a little bit of where like we've done a couple of photo prints in the past where we will pay the photographer a fee. We're doing one later this year as well, which I won't say who and what now, but I'm quite excited about that little section of that drop. But yeah, I think the more and it's I guess it's even like, I don't know, music artists and things, like the more we can do to support people within the sport, the more we can make the industry and we can make it grow. And
I'd prefer to trust people who are in the parkour community who are artists or who are musicians.
Damn, Daniel.
Sorry, that wasn't the one I was looking for, but I saw it.
Wowee.
Yeah.
And I trust them more to know what we're on about and what we want, and
because they hopefully are already viewing like the brand or whatever, and therefore like they're like, yeah, I get it. It's not some outsider who's like, oh, so are you like skateboarders without wheels? What is this? Like, hey, I drew you guys with knee pads and helmets on. It's like, oh, wicked, cheers, mate.
I hope that never happens.
I mean, it will happen one day. One day
we'll ask you. I used to think that when I was younger so much, like, when's the day gonna come when we're actually gonna, a lot of people are gonna wear helmets?
I legitimately, I mean, I think I've said this on the podcast before, my first ever Urban Free Flow name, I think it was my first one, it was either the first or my second one for the forum, was gloves.
Oh, because you always used to wear gloves?
Well, I didn't, not always, about 3 days. Like,
really?
I remember...
Fingerless gloves?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I went out, I think they were like my rugby. Do you wear gloves in rugby?
No. Well, actually, you might do, but I never did when I was
don't know.
School.
I had some like fingerless
Cycling?
gloves that I never did cycling to that level. Okay. I just remember going out and trying to do wall runs like on the wall around the corner from my house and like putting gloves on and just thinking that was like obviously the obvious fucking answer. I was like, well, this is like, and it was just me.
And also,
like,
you think, because I think everyone at a young age, if they've worn fingerless gloves, they just think they're fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's so sick, and you're like,
fingerless
oh my
gloves,
god, fingerless
sweatbands.
Yeah, and you think, wow, fingerless gloves, I can do parkour in these because my fingers are exposed.
Yeah,
that's the coolest shit.
You're like, I've got the protection on my palm, and the grip on my fingers, and I'm not gonna get cut. And I'll also like, they've got these red accents, and I can wear like some red t-shirt and maybe some red shoes. And
then why isn't everyone else doing this? I'm the cool guy. And
very quickly, you're like, oh.
What was I doing?
I wonder if someone will make a discovery that just something is just so much fucking better. Like, imagine if like
there
people,
must be
like suddenly someone realized that wearing one of those like weightlifting belts, you know, the ones that like keep your core tight, was just infinitely better for jumps.
Yeah.
Like Callum or someone was like lifting with one on and then was like, oh fuck it, I'll just try some jumps, and its precision increased by a foot, and suddenly it was like the go-to thing. And then now like Motus is churning out t-shirts that are like constricted in the belly.
Wow.
And initially you'd do it underneath and you'd be like, so it's hidden.
Yeah.
And it would be like a corset, and then somebody would like flip the fucking table
and show that it's there.
Do it on the outside, and like you'd be like, yeah, this is fucking. I mean, no, I think parkour is.
I think more.
Thankfully, going in the opposite.
Yeah, but there should be things to help with shoes, with the like long-lasting sort of thing, because skaters have shoe. I thought it was shoe glue, but they have. I think it's called shoe goo.
Yeah, well, but is that rips. Even for skaters?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because I've seen shoe goo has been around since.
Oh,
like,
maybe it isn't.
I remember, I don't know, 2005, parkour people recommending it to heal your shoes.
Oh, really? Is it just that like transparent shit? That
just glue.
Okay, yeah, because a lot of people, you see it all the time with skaters when they do shoe reviews, and like at the end of when they've actually like used them all up, they just have all this like hard glue around the outside where it's ripped like previously.
I think, to be honest, parkour people probably should almost do that more, because I think a lot of people like rip a toe and they're like, oh yeah, I'll just get a new pair. But actually,
no, you should try and train in your shoes for as long as possible, because you just want to.
Unless obviously you're fucking raking it in, you're like, exactly. Don't care.
But you want to save.
Oh, that's money. Other news that we haven't got written down. But Toby put up a video of him training. It might have been on the story. Updated Star 10s. I know. I saw that. Yeah, they're trying to get them out for this summer. I know that. So that'll be exciting to see, because I mean, it's been fucking almost at least like a year and a half since they released the last ones. Because I know they had you sample and then you go into production with your factory or whatever, and then they had like some serious kind of quality issues and things. And then I assume what they've done is move to a new supplier, and that whole thing is just time and money and obviously they want to improve them and things. So I never actually trained in the previous one, so I'm definitely going to try and get a pair, and we could do a
review on them.
Really cool.
Maybe even if they're down to send a couple of them between our athletes, please.
Hello boys, anyone still? Please. I know Benjamin Max used to listen to this, but they're probably fucking bored by now. Got better things to do, like actually training.
No, but if they sent like a few pairs down, it'd be cool to see opinions between different athletes.
Yeah.
Because some of us might be like, yeah, fucking good shoes, I'll wear again.
Luke will burn through them in 30 seconds.
Yeah, Luke will be like, did one arm jump and then the zip ripped. It's like, there's no zip on the shoelace. Like, yeah, but it came off.
You're making Luke sound like a fucking...
No, but it's good that we have him on Motus, because...
the ultimate product tester.
Yeah, because you want people who are going to break it straight away.
George would actually... Imagine if, like, Motus had 2 sponsored athletes and it was Luke and George. You wouldn't know who to trust. It's like, if anyone ever sees George out in public, his Motus bag looks like he bought it yesterday.
I know. How's he done that?
He puts it down in, like, dirty areas, the same as everyone else. It's pristine.
Yeah.
And Luke, like, within a fucking week was like, yeah, I broke this zip. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, the bag's shit. The bag's falling apart. And actually, I mean, I still use mine, like, almost every day.
But I think it's almost better having Luke test it, because if you were...
Luke's the ultimate. He's the stress test.
Yeah, if you were to rely on George, and then he has the backpack, and then you're like, cool, nothing's wrong with it.
I would never rely on George for, like, a durability.
No, and that's not shit on George. I reckon George is just, like, so good at taking care of things without even knowing.
Yeah.
I mean, he has OCD about hygiene, so probably wipes it down every day.
He's got, like,
put it in his bed.
Little pack of, like, antibacterial wipes and cleans it off.
Oh, it was the clip I was watching of
Luke, like, puts it on the back of a car and drags it along. He's like,
sees who it lasts. Yeah. No, because there was that clip of George's hand bleeding that I was watching.
Oh, in Soul Story, yeah.
And you were like, hold it still, and I could tell he's probably just like, I need to clean it. He was saying, like, I need to wipe it or something.
There's dirt in it.
I should probably wipe it. I caught it on something.
I love him. It's whenever Keelan's cutting, like, footage and I can hear George, I just laugh.
You butt-holed it? You know, you hear him in the background, Mark's hit his bum, and he's like, butt-holed it?
You butt-holed it? Oh, anyway, that's a fucking segue and a half. Where the fuck is Soul Destroyer? With 2 question marks afterwards. So, oh, God. Where do we even start? This is a collection that, it's crazy. Somebody sent me a screenshot of... it might be like the UK tour or something like this, and in the background one of the original Soul Destroyer shirts is there, because this graphic and this, I mean, so Barnsey, who is now operating under a different name as a musician, is an Australian guy who he did parkour, and he was a rapper and things, and he made this song years and years ago. If you look it up, Barnsey Soul Destroyer, and it's like a parkour song. It's like the original Morero gang kind of thing.
Farang used to use Barnsey, didn't they?
Yeah. We used to use it quite a lot in the flow stuff, like some of his beats and things. And this song, Soul Destroyer, is like all about training and tearing up shoes and things. And that name, Soul Destroyer, has always sat in my head. And then I was working with this designer a couple of years ago, and like he was putting together graphics, and he already had some like Grim Reaper concepts, and I was like, oh, could you play around with this? And he did that, and I mean, this was so long ago, and we got it printed on a few white t-shirts as like a very basic design, and I was like, oh, we could release this as is, and then I kind of sat with me for a bit. I was like, fuck it, let's go like all in and go like,
it's really cool.
Graphic, and so I got another designer to develop the design, and now we have this like metal rock shirt graphic, and it's so funny because it's so polarizing. Like, some people will never fucking touch it, but I think this is the collection where we're like, fuck it, let's push the boat out a bit. And I actually started trying to work with our old supplier, who I've spoken about on this podcast a number of times, and just quality and production issues with them, and they weren't hitting the nail on the head. I was like, oh, maybe we just print it on blanks, and that wasn't doing it, because what we're looking for in the style of print is kind of that distressed, like washed effect. Like, we want it to look like, like a faded t-shirt, because nobody wants some like super saturated Reaper on the front of a t-shirt. Like, well, some people do. And we...
That's there, isn't it?
It is there, yeah. Sorry, myself and Keelan are just staring at it. And so then we have been working with our new supplier on it, and we've been working on this thing for months and months and months and months, since the start of last year. End of last year, or like 3/4 of the way through. And so there's just been delays. Like, there's been delays on our side in terms of kind of, because it's a new supplier, getting things ironed out in terms of sizing and quality issues. And there's stuff with us when we make a pair of trousers. I personally need to ensure, as I've learned through the years, that like I need to make sure that an extra large is going to fit an extra large parkour person, which is not a fat person. They still have a skinny waist.
Yeah.
Obviously, there needs to be a bit of room in the waist. So like when we first got our sizing for extra large, I was like, no, this isn't right. Like, we need to change this. A change obviously takes time. Same with the small. The small needs to be able to fit someone like George, who is a small guy but has fucking quads that like, yeah. So there's been delays like that on our side, and then there's also been things like with the Impact shirts, we've got colours in this collection that we want to feel cohesive. We've got branding elements that we want to feel cohesive, so it all feels like one thing. And there's just been issues with like the fabric we're using for the Impact shirt is a really fucking sick fabric. It feels so nice and kind of floaty.
Oh yeah.
But dyeing it has not been as easy as the factory and we expected, and it's taken time, and it's meant that we've basically missed our production slots, which are these things that the factories will book in months in advance when you're sampling. So we've missed them. It's a busy time of year, so the production slots we can now get have been pushed back. So basically, after that waffle, and this is the really fucking depressing part, 3 of the items, the t-shirts and the shorts are fucking banging, by the way. I really like them. I really like the t-shirts. Are coming out in August, end of August, it's looking like. The trousers and the Impact shirts, which are by far the most summery item. It's horrible because I almost don't want to tell people this because it's so like, I'm like, fuck, but there's no point hiding it.
No,
like,
they should know.
They're coming out in October. The start of October. We did have the option of bringing them out at the end of September, a couple of weeks prior, but I would have basically had to pay $3,000 up front to get bumped to a earlier production slot, and I was like, no, it's not worth it. Mm-mm. So between you and me, podcast listeners, I have no problem with having all these trousers coming out in October because it just means we have more stock for winter. And at the end of the day, they're not actually
trousers for winter. They're not
summer
good.
trousers.
No, but it's more the shirts are like very summery. But
basically, listeners, you know how the Merm shorts did really well as winter shorts, and everyone bought into that joke and was like, ha ha ha, let's all buy shorts in the winter. We need you to do that with lightweight summer shirts, or buy them and put them in your wardrobe until next year.
You can also, how would that look?
What?
This might look terrible, and a terrible
over a long sleeve.
Well, over a long sleeve, I think will look pretty good. But you could probably even put it
over a hoodie.
Outside a hoodie, and I actually think it would look all right. No, on a certain person. Like,
yeah, maybe.
In a weird,
I'm down to see people get fucking.
You can get creative, and it is a very, very good material. Like
it's one of my most favourite things we have ever produced with Motus, and it's so kind of progressive, and I've been so excited about it. And it was literally only a couple of weeks ago where this like final thing came through of just like, yeah, you're not going to have them till October, and I was crushed. And so many people message and like, when's it coming out? And the same with the trousers. But the trousers, you can buy them and they'll be banging over winter because they're not actually that lightweight. But yeah, basically, that's the joke, is you're going to have to buy summery shirts in October or I'll cry.
But you get the shorts in summer.
But also, as well as that, yeah, you'll get the shorts at the end of summer in August.
Yeah,
at the end of August.
After the summer holidays.
Yeah,
your training will lie.
Yeah, when you're going home, you'll get the shorts. But this is the whole thing about making clothes with factories and also moving suppliers. What we are also doing is currently working on, finalising our autumn-winter collection, which the aim is to have that also come out at the end of October. So October, November, December, we could have a fucking shitload of stock, which also means there's a lot of money to be found and
but it'll be fun for you guys because you get a very wide variety of
our autumn winter collection is shaping up really, really nicely. We're just kind of finalising pieces and designs. We're also working on a couple of bags, which, to be completely honest, I know how long some of these things take, so I don't know if the bags will be out by winter. We're a little bit behind, as you can tell, but the whole idea is to just keep this. I'm so confident within this supplier, it's just we need to get faster on our end. Once we've done that, then we're smacking it and we're leveling shit up consistently.
Sweet.
Which is cool. But yeah, so that's, I think we'll probably need to do some form of release video explaining that about the clothing or something, but that, because we love the podcast listeners and we are 100% transparent on this podcast.
Oh yeah. Alongside that, most of you know that there's a video coming out alongside of the clothing.
Yeah, kind of, we're just thinking about.
Well, I don't know what we've decided now. Was it that
the video's coming out with the first drop of clothing? So the lookbook, once we
it should because a lot of the time we say stuff is going to happen and then it doesn't. But it should come out when the first batch of clothes,
which will be end of August,
which will be exciting. At the moment, we're going to be honest, because Marks did message Giles literally the other day asking what's happening with the Soul Destroyer, like how's it going editing wise, and we really haven't done much, have we?
But we're also hoping to try and get some more footage filmed in the next couple of weeks.
It is hard.
I basically sent Jordan a very sarcastic message of like, hey Jordan, you know that thing that you went to twice and basically didn't commit to because it's absolutely terrifying. I was like, do you want to do it to finish the video? And he was like, yeah.
He was like, I shouldn't really do it because I've got this coming up and I don't really have much money, but the answer's yes.
yeah. He was like, I don't really have any money and I'm meant to go to work and blah, blah, blah. But he was like, if the flights are cheap, I'll do it. So, I mean, the video's shaping up to be a banger anyway. I reckon if we get the couple of extra things that we're hoping to get, it'll be one of the, like, smack you in the face with.
I'm excited with it because we've already roughly figured out songs-ish. So we've got, like, the timeline spread out and we're putting clips in to like test things.
I've basically put it into Keelan's hands to get like a decent timeline for it together.
Yeah, because we can't finalise it without those last clips just in case they do happen.
Yeah.
And also obviously we're going to Woodward.
America.
Yeah, so that's going to happen and we probably won't be able to touch the footage much.
No, we will. That's a fucking lazy attitude.
Well,
Woodward, you're chilling, you go in the hot tub a bit.
And then you go
and edit.
Back in and everyone's fallen asleep because they stay out super late. And then I'm like, fuck, okay, I'll open up the fucking hard drive.
Yeah, and then you and me will graft. Hustle mentality.
You don't like that?
I need a hustle sound, like a hustle.
Exactly.
Hustle for the muscle. I'm so sweaty.
I'm wearing a long sleeve. This is disgusting. And you just went to the gym. Anyway, yeah. Stuff's delayed with Soul Destroyer, but it's still going to happen. So
basically,
don't worry.
It'll be really good when it happens. It's just going to happen really late.
Yeah.
So deal with it.
And also, even though we kind of have this figured out, what do you guys want to see from this trip when we go to the USA again? Because we've been discussing this.
Yes.
Because obviously we're going to make videos. We're going to make either like YouTube content, also Instagram.
Let us know in the comments below.
Let me know in the comments section down below, or message me just asking like whether you want long piece video.
Yeah, there is no comment section below. So.
No. Well, you can
message Keelan. Basically, we are undecided. We're going to what are we doing? We're doing a week in Woodward, a week at NAPC, which ultimately will be fairly hectic because of the competition.
But we got like the Lynn Canyon where you can go cliff jumping and shit.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And then there's the plan to go to San Fran for a week or so afterwards. So there is the potential for some footage, and we are undecided about whether or not we should do like a one bang long form piece or something else. It's not going to be fucking spitting in the wind. It's not going to be anything like that.
But just so you know, a long form piece.
I'm going for a week.
Nice. A long form piece for us will be so much easier, in my opinion, because I'd like to edit most of it, and then we just get to chill without trying to figure out what videos we do in different like states and shit like that. But yeah, if you message me what you think I should do with editing wise, then that'd be great. I'm just sitting here talking to nothing. I'm literally just talking to no one now, apart from the screen, while Giles is having a piss, which is great. Yeah, but we'll try and get some like individual content out while we're at Woodward. Maybe like a few lame games of stick. Only kidding. I was thinking, because I did say this to you, right? Having a game of like stick, but it's not stick, so it's like a game of pig, where actual like really hard shit happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just saying we'll have content while we go.
I feel like
there.
your thing was like, we could do this or this, but this is way easier for us, so basically please choose this.
Yeah.
You're like, it'll be way easier.
Please choose the long form shit.
Yeah, but let us know. Somebody might have some fucking
Well, I'd just like to know why people wouldn't want another long form.
Because my attention span is about 30 seconds because I can't watch a video without picking up my phone and checking Instagram.
But
which is the sad truth of our lives.
Yes, it is. It's right next to me.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go on Instagram after
Itching to watch. No YouTube video out today. It is a Tuesday. We try and do Tuesday upload, but we did 2 last week, and we're doing a podcast, so fuck you.
I'm sure someone's got a story post today from someone in Motus. That counts as a YouTube video, doesn't it?
I mean, Motus page doesn't. I'm putting it up in like 24 hours.
Oh, just put a picture up of the podcast and say podcast finished, and then that's your YouTube video.
Yeah, very true. We were thinking we could live stream this, but live stream is just daunting because
well, just in case I say something completely wrong,
utterly disgusting, and we're like, oh, we should probably cut that out. It does occasionally happen.
Well, even if we don't, just nowadays you have to be careful with what you say.
Yeah,
it's just the truth, isn't it?
Speaking of being careful of what we're going to say, Hendo, you fucking bell end.
I was going to say something really rude as well.
That wasn't too offensive, I guess.
No, but I was going to say something.
Oh shit! No, hold up. So Soul Destroyer, fuck. Hendo, by the way, we want you as a guest, but rewind. Because of this huge Soul Destroyer delay, the fucking silver lining of this cloud is that we've got some t-shirts coming out. Which should be, it's other t-shirts is right there, and we've both just ignored it.
Didn't even understand what you meant, but I now know what you mean.
We're aiming for the end of this month. We were aiming for 3, but because of all these delays and because of autumn, winter, and everything else, we haven't got that much money. We are bringing out 2 new t-shirts where we've basically taken some stills from the Soul Destroyer footage and incorporated them into prints, and they're pretty fucking cool in my opinion.
I can't wait to rep.
So they are in the works at the moment, and they'll be out hopefully by the end of the month. So look out for them. There's not that many of them, and we probably won't. I don't know if we'll ever restock them.
No, they're not something that I would think we'd restock. But if people
Limited
actually really
edition.
like them, if they end up being super popular,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. I'm just throwing around. I think it's your cream for.
Yeah, what is that? Oh, it's the cream for the rash that I had on my back,
Which I thought was in Botigo.
I used it for like 3 days and I stopped. I think the rash went away.
Huh. Is it? Does that count as antibiotics?
Salt, rashes? No, it's not antibiotics. Yeah, because I know all about the. If you do a cycle of antibiotics and then stop, yeah, you turn into a fucking freak. Anyway, yeah, Hendo, we want you as a guest. I reckon you would be one of good value, and you are. I was talking to you on Instagram earlier today, actually, but I didn't ask you because
I also spoke to him in Eindhoven.
Scared.
I said, "Do you want to be on the podcast to talk about Fig?" And he literally was just like, "Yes, please."
Yeah. I want to.
He wants to talk about Fig because he has so many good points,
and I want to hear. We obviously mentioned on a recent one. I want to hear what happened in France, and I want to hear why he lost at Project Underground this weekend.
What happened in France?
When he went to the Fig comp.
Oh.
And then he didn't win, and David Nelms beat him.
That's quite crazy.
I think David Nelms beat him. Someone beat him, and he didn't. Everyone was like,
Was it not?
Hendo was like, I'm going to go because it's a wasted opportunity, and I want to make, like, essentially it's like I'm leaving money on the table not to go because I know I can kind of do well at these things. And then him, Tim, and Ed went, and then he didn't.
I'm trying to think who. Oh, Chris Harmer, didn't he win? I swear he's actually completely like.
Chris Harmer's a beast.
Yeah. But for me, it's like I don't think him as good as Speed, but he is really.
No,
good.
he's really good. But I can't remember who won. But Hendo basically didn't do nearly as well as anyone expected, and I'm very curious just to hear like what went down. Yeah, as well as his thoughts.
I reckon it might be down to the course because the course isn't because a lot of the.
No, but Hendo's a fucking insane athlete.
I know he is,
and
but
easy
a lot
course.
of the course is usually at normal I say normal, that's quite bad. But parkour competitions that are run by parkour people.
Yeah.
The courses are very like you change this direction, then that direction you go up. That's like insanely up.
But if Hendo's good at
I know, so
the
it
hard
should be easy to go
courses,
around. But some people who are competing must find that shit super easy. And if they've competed in Fig before, maybe each time they do a speed comp, the layout is really similar because it always looks like it's a straight line.
It is. It's a straight line with about a couple of vertical changes.
So if it's always
a couple of rail strides,
people who do Fig all the time probably understand.
But Hendo's like a superiorly good.
I know. Either way, he should have.
Yeah. Anyway, next week Hendo will be our guest, and if he isn't, then it's down to him because we are willing. Mm-hmm. But maybe he'll get shy like Robbie did. Everyone asks for Robbie now. Everyone.
Really?
They're always like, "When's Robbie coming on?" But Robbie was here a couple of weeks ago, and we were like, "Robbie, we've got time." He was like, I don't want to. Yeah. And he got a bit shy, so we'll try.
He doesn't know how chill a podcast is. Podcasts are so chill.
Yeah, I think he thinks it's going to be like a grilling.
If you don't do podcasts, you probably think it's like an interview.
Yeah.
Because before I started doing them with you, I was like, "Oh, this is weird," and then suddenly it's like, actually, there's no one else watching. There's not even a camera.
We're basically just chatting, breeze.
Shit.
Music minute.
Yes.
Drink, people, because we haven't prepared music minute either.
Nope. I really need a urination.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to go and I'll smack a music minute while looking at my phone?
But I won't be able to hear what music minute. Why don't you just ramble?
Ramble?
I want to hear what.
All right, Keelan's going for a piss. Keelan has a problem where he has a problem where he doesn't wash his hands after he goes to the toilet, and the amount of times Keelan has gone to the toilet. And I've heard him go, and I'm not talking just number ones, I'm talking number twos as well. Oh, I feel bad, because what if girls listen to this? And he comes out, and I'm like, I did not hear the tap go. No tap, no soap, no nothing. And then he starts like tapping away on a keyboard that I then might have to share later in the day. And I'm like, Kelan, what's going on, mate? You're 19. See, toilet flushes. And he's straight back in. No hand wash.
No, I didn't wash my hands. What? I had a piss.
Yeah. I mean, a piss is very different. And also, I'm not expecting you to do like a full hot soapy water. Little splash. Yeah, now he's rubbing my desk. A little splash of water on the hands just to get any residue off would be.
I wash my hands when having a shit.
No, you didn't used to.
Well, like not all the time.
At home, you said
bad.
You do. Not here, though. I think was what you said.
No, I think it was more that at home, I rarely do. It's when I've like, there's no one home a lot of the time, and I've got like an edit to do. That's even more disgusting.
It doesn't change it. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was just like I have a shit. Like I don't know. Fuck it.
Oh no, it freaks me out.
I mean, I should more think like other people than me, because I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you're just boosting the immune system of everyone in your house.
Ugh.
You're like, guys, we've been ill in 2 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, music minute.
All right.
After more poo talk, just to round off this thing.
Don't shake my hands, guys.
Never. Just give him a straight up hug.
Or at least just ask if I've been to the toilet in the last
Oh wait, what's
few
this
hours.
one? What's this one? Kelan, why don't you wash your hands?
What the fuck wrong with you?
What the fuck wrong with you?
I couldn't even understand that.
Yeet. What the fuck's he? What's a baby goat? Wow.
That is terrible.
A
That really
potato?
is terrible.
I don't know half of these. Does that mean
No,
I'm
because
old?
we're not hip. No,
Chipotle is life.
I don't understand. I've never heard that in my life. I've heard that.
Amazing. Wifey is ringing me. Sorry, love. I cannot pick up.
3, 2, 1.
So, the band I'm going to talk about is a band from Leeds called Higher Power. And if you know Turnstile, who I have spoken about, I fucking segued into that. Well, not segued. I went into that. Snapped into it. If you know Turnstile, who I spoke about a few weeks ago, maybe, they are. I guess they're just a punk band. I think they're from California. Higher Power from. Fuck, I fucked it. Higher Power from Leeds basically are like an English Turnstile. I have seen YouTube comments being like, these guys just have taken Turnstile's sound, but I kind of rate them. I quite like them. It's a good fucking sound. I want to hear more music like it. It's just like, I don't know, it's just thrashy punk, and you just want to fucking... It makes you think of those people who like go into a mosh pit and start swinging their arms around, and to be honest, look like a dickhead, but it has that vibe to it, and in my ears I quite enjoy that, just not so much in my eyes. Higher Power, that's shambles.
Yeah, but it's funny because I know who that is because of you've showed me. So for me, it's just like yeah. But for like people who don't know, maybe you didn't describe it great, but I think it was fine, to be honest. It's not like I can describe anything ever.
It's just like sound.
Just like sound, and it comes out the speakers. It makes you move.
Makes you move.
But I'll go at a minute exactly.
All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Music minute with Kelan.
Okay, so Battles is who I'm choosing this week. If you've played Little Big Planet before, you probably recognise this very, very well-known song. You probably would as well, Giles. I think it's called Atlas. But basically, they're like a alternative experimental rock band from New York, which I didn't really take too seriously when I used to play the game when I was younger. And then I think someone showed me the music video to the song that I used to listen to, and I think they're just incredible artists that can use their instruments insanely well. So you know.
I just Googled it.
Yeah, exactly. So that music video, it's them like floating around in this like glass box. Yeah, that. And the vocals in that song, once you actually hear it, it's Atlas, Battles by Atlas. It's all done like through computers live. I don't know how to explain it. It's a good fucking tune. There you go. I fucked that one up as well. But listen to the vocals. Right. I need to show you this video later.
Yeah, I don't think I know
really
it.
good.
I've only played Little Big Planet a couple of times.
It's probably earlier on in the song.
Oh, I love how many of your things are like...
You hear that? That's live. That's through...
Like vocoded?
It's so cool. It's actually fucking sick. They're all in a box and they're all doing this. and the guy's singing into the mic while pressing like this computer shit.
Yeah, so it's like vocoding, I guess.
Yeah, and the guy's cymbal, it's not a cymbal, or is it a hi-hat? It's literally the guy on the drums, he's sitting here, and it's all the way up there, so he has to go like that when he's like playing the...
If you couldn't hear that, Keelan just walked away from the microphone, crouched down on the floor. I'm assuming, given how high up the cymbal is, it's a hi-hat.
Yeah, I think so.
Because a cymbal is a type of thing, I think.
But it's... fuck knows.
Yeah.
It just hyped me up because I didn't really think anything of it, and then...
Battles and higher power. Mm-hmm. Tickety-boo. Fucking hell, how have we been talking for an hour?
I don't know, but it felt like we were rushing through things, and then suddenly
it slowed down when we broke the news about Soul Destroyer.
Oh, yeah. That probably took up half an hour, didn't it?
Load of waffle.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that was Music Minute. I always want to talk more about music, but I think we should refrain. There was a band that I know I've spoken about before that I wanted to retrace, like, and go back on, and basically just be like, you fucking idiots, go and listen to this band, but I can't remember who it was.
That's a shame, because you could have just said that.
It might have been Arcane Roots. I think sometimes I listen to Arcane Roots and I get so sad they're broken up, and I get so excited when I listen to some of their music, and I'm just like...
I really want to see the
Andrew Groves.
I just want to see him make new shit, because he's just actually really talented.
Once again, our second call out on this podcast. If you live in Iceland and you find Andrew Groves, who is the ex-lead singer of Arcane Roots, don't hassle him.
Bring him home.
Give him a cuddle and ask what's going on.
Give him a cuddle.
We just want to know.
Yeah.
He just occasionally teases stuff on Instagram, and I'm like, woohoo, juicy.
I wonder if he's just that guy who's like teases shit, but he just doesn't get
Or he's
it
just
done.
like going to go away and write music for other people and make loads more money rather than making his own.
No, because I like his stuff.
He'll be like, produced Ed Sheeran's new album produced by Andrew Groves, and he's made like 10 million. But do you know
what's a shame is that we worry about Andrew. We just don't give a shit about the other guys. Have you even followed the other guys?
I know the other.
I need to actually see
the drummer is in another band anyway, and was at the same time as Arcane Roots, and the bassist I don't know, and I worry about
the bald guy.
Yeah, sometimes I lie in bed and I'm like, I hope they're alright.
Yeah, but the bald guy.
But you can tell when you watch them live.
Sick. He's so good. Like live, he's proper going.
But when you watch them live, you know, and when you see them speak at a show, you're like, cool. Well, Andrew is like the fucking freakish genius that basically he is the band. Like that's the way I've always viewed it, is like he is probably the band, and they just like Luke Stones, do I want them sent across to me? What's he sent me? Oh, he's edited some photos. Beautiful. Anyway, we should wrap this up, because what we've got to go and do in about half an hour is take Darwin down to the vet, and they've got to rip off one of his claws, and I'm going to cry. I might actually cry. We genuinely didn't think Darwin could feel pain until a couple of days ago. Like, I've seen him get so fucking bodied just doing dumb shit and never yelped or anything. And then he's like hurt one of his claws, like a dew claw, which is higher up on his leg, and it's hanging off, and he keeps like licking it and things. And we were advised to try and pull it off ourselves, and I grabbed it and I pulled, and he yelped, and I fucking, he's my baby boy. He's my big, muscly, naked baby boy, because we took his collar off recently because he's got spots on his neck, because he's got allergies, because he's sensitive.
He's a fucking mess, but I love him.
I love him.
He actually is. Like, when you weren't here at the gym, he'd like walk into the living room. And
Guys, I go to the gym.
Yeah, and he'd just stand there, and I'm like, "What do you want?" And he just like stands there and looks at nothing.
And he just looks sad.
He just looks sad. Looks kind of like a bit down. He looks at nothing, and I go up to him. I give him a bit of attention. Doesn't even respond to me touching him.
Yeah.
And then he kind of turns around and just walks out of the room. He
just does his own shit. He's like, this is my house. He's like,
just walks in. He's like, what's going on in this room? Nothing.
He's like,
out of the ordinary.
I'll go and chill in the kitchen. That's all right.
Yeah. And then barks at a wall.
And it's gonna be. They're gonna hurt him, and it's gonna be horrible.
Put it on your story.
No. I'm
gonna put it. I don't want to come with you.
Someone's got to come with me. I don't think Sarah will. I genuinely think Sarah's going to refuse, so I'm going to have to take another on my own.
No, I'll come with.
You can come with.
I'll put it on my story.
But yeah, I need to shower because I went to the gym and sweated because I go to the gym, guys.
Mm-hmm. Ben's just uploaded an Instagram video.
I fucking was already talking about that when we spoke about Caveman.
Yeah, I know, but have you seen that?
Yeah, I've watched it. That's
what?
Exactly. When we were talking about
1 hour ago?
When we're talking about Caveman, I said...
That's the one you're watching.
People in the podcast, rewind. I was talking about Bench has just uploaded a thing.
Oh, I thought you just meant in general.
This is the whole Emily working for Tempest again.
Yeah, my ears don't work very well. That running poo looks big.
Well, that one?
Yeah, that does look big.
We'll go back. Speed step. Nah, you could do that. It's 3 steps out of speed step. Definitely not easy, but it's like not wham.
Yeah, but I just...
Sorry, Instagram. Sorry, podcast. This is dull as shit.
I just want to know, like, how they're doing stuff like that, and then what they're actually going to make out of.
Well, they're making cavemen. It's going to be good. Anyway. Jesus Christ, that just peaks I didn't even peak, it's just a solid bar of... Yeah.
Just a block.
Subscribe, share. This podcast is growing, it's doing well, it's got a decent following, but we cannot grow without support. There was a sick quote I heard the other day, and it was, hold up, listeners, because this is high value content coming in at the last thing. Where is it? Oh my god, have I deleted it? Did I actually? What a bellend.
You deleted it.
It doesn't seem to be in my notes anymore. It was something along the lines of, you can't create a wave without people waving the flag. But I butchered it because it sounds cooler because there's this double like iteration of wave. But yeah, I mean the podcast is doing wicked, but if you can share this, I've never ever seen someone share this on Facebook. So I appreciate if anyone does that. Not that anyone uses Facebook anymore.
No, I forget about Facebook all the time.
But yeah, get on it, help us out so that it justifies us sitting in this sweaty office. Did you just swear? What was that? Why did you swear at the microphone?
I don't know.
Kelan swore. He did a middle finger to the microphone. He doesn't like you. He's a liar. Prodcast 10, that is the 10% discount code to get money off your next order at the Motus Project's
10%
web
off.
store, or you could use TMP Kelan 10.
Oh, I forgot my code
TMP
exists.
any of the athletes 10.
TMP.
So if you want 10% off, dig in, find the things, and yeah.
You might as well always use someone's code, at least someone's.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't you? Otherwise
You're just a nasty person.
You're just nasty. You're dumb.
Sick. Well,
dumb fuck. Oh, sorry. All right.
Dumb fuck.
Yeah, fucking dumb fuck.
Hopefully you've enjoyed this.
I think it was enjoyable.
Next week it's going to be all the goss of Hendo, who he's wearing, what he's banging.
We haven't planned
how fast he's running.
We haven't planned Hendo. We don't know if he's coming on, but he's coming on.
He's coming on. Yeah, whether it's by phone or in person would be sick.
I 100% want
Hendo, I know you don't drive because you're...
We can drive and pick him up. We can go training on a... Tuesday today?
I mean, we could.
Go training on a Monday.
Well, we don't have to do it on a Tuesday.
We can
Guys,
go training
next week we're in Brighton training. We're going to see Hendo, and then we're going to come back here and do a podcast, and it's going to be wicked. And Hendo will probably be topless because that's apparently all he does is walk out of the sea topless. And I'm just jealous because I'm still working on that. hence the gym. Sick.
It's 420, bruv.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is 420. Sick.
Whoa. Now you can get in your stinky car. Everyone's going to think that you're a weed smoker.
Yeah. I fucking love it so much. And, I'm going to go get in a steamy shower. All right. But it won't be steam from the shower. It'll be...
Lovely. From the fucking
dank
cannabis.
bud.
All right. See you later, guys.
Love you. Bye.
Goodbye.